Hi there, I thought it's time for another rendition of the Pico effect unit kind of thing. As you see in the picture, the newest rendition is actually the Pico effect built into a little practice or little guitar amplifier. As you see on the front logo, it's actually a Black Star amplifier. It used to be a HG1R little practice amp. So why did I throw out the tubes and install a Pico effect in it, you might ask. The reason was this amp is already quite old. I've been carrying it around quite a bit, and as time goes by, the tubes started to sound not so well anymore. It's pretty common for tubes that the vacuum sort of goes away and they start having biasing issues and distorted all the time. And so I thought, okay, let's go for something that uses less power, which is more versatile. Maybe it's also useful for acoustic guitars in some situations. So instead of just selling it and buying a off-the-shelf digital modeling amp, I thought, okay, now I have the tools ready to build one myself. So I included this Pico effect into this little practice amp. So let's just go through. Actually, the controls are more or less the same as on the first small unit I built. There's an input on the left side, and there's input gain and the clipping LEDs, the parameters P1 to P3, which control some effect parameters, and the output volume, rotary dial, and on the right side there's an enter and an exit button as on the small unit. Yes, what needed to be added, of course, is a power amplifier. For this I used the TDA 2050 chip. I'm just wiring up the standard proposed schematic as included in the datasheet. It runs off 12 volts on a very small wall wart, which is not the best. That's why you hear a little bit of noise. Yes, what I did, I kept the speaker. Well, I found out that after installing the unit, the speaker itself is not the best. So it always adds a little bit of distortion because I think, well, the speaker can handle 15 watts. The unit might be able to deliver a bit more than 20 watts at maximum, just a theoretical value. So I think it should be fine, but the speaker itself starts distorting quite early, so it sounds always sounds a little bit distorted. So in this second part I'm going to demonstrate some sound sample using a guitar. I use my very trusty Harley Benton kind of Telecaster. This is a very cheap guitar, but sounds good and doesn't detune. I used it quite a bit when I play live more often, and yes, it's the guitar I love the most, which stays in tune well, and I always use for testing these kinds of things. So just one last word for the first setting. I used this amp simulator setting. This also has a cap simulation included. I didn't remove the cap because although the amplifier itself has a guitar speaker in it, but I think it just sounds good as it is. So without further ado, let's go on with the sound samples. So the first preset I'm using is this amp simulator with some delay and almost clean setting. I'm on the bridge pickup. Neck. Okay, so more gain, more bass and more gain. Bridge pickup again. to the high gain model. Put back the set. It's not really my thing, I play fingerstyle. And I added a 3-band equalizer, which is quite effective and might be useful for some more cleaner sounds. I increased the highs a little bit, cut off the bass. It's clipping. Let's move on. Chorus. It's like the one which sounds a little bit artificial. It's quite extreme, but sounds almost like a Leslie. Another chorus. What's next? Delay. Well, it's pretty standard. Reverbs. Go to neck pickup once again. Sounds quite extreme. It's quite, there are different settings. The last thing I want to show is when the effects are completely off, so actually you hear only the amplifier section, and it's obvious that there's some inherent distortion in it. So, what are the next steps with this project? I'm currently working on including both the DUC or ADC part and the extension port part into one PCB, which also incorporates the Raspberry Pi Pico. So you can simply solder it on, you don't have to solder so many wires. And well, this PCB is probably, I'm gonna make it available, of course, on GitHub, but at some point I think I also offer maybe even pre-assembled boards or just the raw PCBs printed out somewhere so that you can buy and build your own device without having to order all the stuff. I'm gonna see. So have a nice day, afternoon, morning or whatever, and see you in the next video.